And gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Keith here from Commander Hoops. If this is your first time coming across the channel, please do like and subscribe. So, a Celtic invincible is linked with a move back to paradise. As his contract is about to expire in the summer, there's been a couple of sources that have dropped this story over the last 24 hours, and it doesn't look like it's clickbait. It looks like it's legit. Sky Sports, Anthony Joseph, Sky Sports, has talked about it today, tweeted about it today, and one of the biggest sources regards to Celtic information, Steve McGowan of the Daily Mail, has came out and said that Tierney is willing to take a substantial pay cut of from 120,000 down to a Celtic decent salary, decent wage to come back and play for his childhood club. 27 years of age. Yes, we all know his pros and his cons, and we're going to talk about that in this video. But let's be honest here. You want someone that wants to play for the badge. You want someone that has a bit of quality, don't you? You want someone to come in and make that left back position theirs. Alexandre Berdabe, he wants to move away from Celtic. He wants to stay international if they can afford to take him. Look, he was 4.5 million from Lannis. They've only broken the bank over 4.5 million 6 times in their history, this Brazilian club. So we never know. It might happen there. Alex Valle is going to go back to Barcelona in the summer, and Greg Taylor, his contract is dead and gone. It looks like it's not going to happen. You know, I think it's getting to the stage where he's looking for a move away from Celtic, and I wish him the best, because he was the guy that came in the door to replace Tierney when we sold Tierney to Arsenal for 25 million. And yet a lot of people were a bit raw about that for a couple of years, where he ended up going down south. He wanted to pursue a different path in his career, and at the end of the day, he didn't want to leave Celtic. If you watch the open goal, if you watch the interview he does with Chris Sutton as well, the club made him go. 3 offers came in, and eventually accepted the third offer. And the abuse some of the fans towards him was horrendous. Graffiti around the walls, around the corner from his house, call him a Judas, call him a rat, call him this and that under the sun. Social media abuse because he wants to try a different part of his career. It's a job. It's a job. Regardless how much you love this club, if you want to do something else and you're getting paid 3 times the salary and playing one of the best leagues in the world, you take a chance. You take a gamble. And unfortunately for Tierney, it hasn't worked out like that in the last 2 years. Being stricken with injuries, going to play in La Liga for Sociedad and getting Champions League experience in there. Tierney was once captain in Arsenal under early days of Arteta. People forget about that. He was an FA Cup winner as well in there with a Charity Shield. And Tierney was unstoppable when he was playing for Arsenal. For Celtic, 170 games, 8 goals, 11 honours. And let's be honest, you look back to them times when he made his debut, when he came off the bench at Dens Park to replace Emilio Izaguirre in that all-white kit with a bit of yellow in it, to replace him that night, on that Wednesday night when Virgil van Dijk scored an absolute cracker. Then he got a few bit of games under Bronny Doyle in his final season, Ronnie's final season. Then Brendan brought him into the squad when he became an invincible. Tierney talked about his final season at Celtic where they were at Batodry. He wasn't even 30% that day. He talked about he was getting needles into his leg to keep him going through that season because he was a vital part of our team. And I feel getting him back in the door would mean a lot. It would mean getting that leadership, getting them that type of player that would fight for the badge. And I'm making a comparison to like Jackie McNamara. Tierney will go to war because he loves this club. You've seen him come back a couple of times to see Celtic playing semi-finals and cup finals because he loves the club. He loves the club. And he doesn't have to make a point to Celtic fans when he left what he done, because he already done it. He became a treble winner. He became an invincible. He scored goals in Europe for us. He provided fantastic assists. He got stuck in. He captained the club a couple of times and won us games. People forget about when he scored that absolute beauty against Kilmarnock in the League Cup when he captained the team for his first ever time. I'd love to have him back. I think if Brendan wants him back, we'll take him back. I fully trust in Brendan to bring in a bit of experience and leadership. Look at people were doubting Kasper Schmeichel. He was all moaning, he's too old, he's this and this. And what has he done? What has he done? Yes, Tierney has missed 131 games of football in the last 5 years, an average of 20 games a season. But you know what? I'm sure if he really wants to fight like the way he did when he got through them injuries at Celtic in his treble season, he will fight to keep himself fit to play for this club because he knows how much it means to the fans, to his family, to his friends. It's not a case it's Arsenal, it's Celtic. He wants to win more honours. He wants to be a part of this. He wants to play in them European nights and playing them Champions League games. And I think getting him in the door with Alistair Johnston, Callum McGregor, Kasper Schmeichel, players like that, Carter Vickers, we're just going to go from strength to strength. And I understand fans. I completely understand, as I said, the injuries that he's occurred over the last couple of seasons. There was a point where he was out for nearly 4 months. And yes, he played last night for Arsenal, Crystal Palace, and he picked up an injury. But I'm sure if he has the right people around him, right sports science, and the right motivation to store that he could win trophies and make history with Celtic, it will happen. And he's already made history already in the past, as I said. It will happen. So I don't know how much the fee will be. I would say, this is just a guess, of around 6 million quid. I know a lot of Celtic fans will say, oh, that's not good enough for a player that's half fit. Don't judge the book by the cover. Don't judge the book by the cover. We see what Tierney done in his earlier part of his career. Yes, he's still only 27, folks. He has at least another 3 or 4 years in his tank there. So I'd take him back. I hope he does come back, because I think right now, if Taylor's going to move on this summer, we need to bring someone in. And let's be honest, Tierney is an upgrade from Taylor. Tierney is an upgrade. Look, no disrespect to Greg Taylor. He's done the job. He's won trebles. He's been a part of our success over the last 5 years. But I think Tierney has the whole package. The whole package to do it. So for me, it's a hell yeah. It's a hell yeah. Let's see how this goes over the next couple of weeks. And by the way, we're talking about players. Stephen Welch is linked with a move to the Belgium League, a team that was interested in the past. KV Mechelen are interested in taking him on loan for the rest of the season. My honest opinion on this, I know other people have talked about this. What would you rate on your Champions League roster? Stephen Welch or Kieran Tierney? Let's be honest. Now, look, no disrespect to Stephen. Stephen's been a good asset to the club. He's played when he can, but and people moan about Tierney's injuries. Welch is as bad. But the thing about Tierney is, over Welch, Tierney is a born winner. An absolute born winner. He will go and fight for you. That's the difference between Welch and Tierney. So, Welch wants to go and pursue first team football and maybe get a permanent move in the summer. All days, I wish him the very best, but let's get Tierney back in the door. So let me know in the comments, are you for it? Are you against it? Are you just thinking of the negatives? Are you thinking of the statistics? At the end of the day, mind over body. If he can get himself in the right frame of mind, working under Brendan, getting the right sports science, getting the right training regimes, getting himself in the right strength and conditioning, it won't be a bother. Won't be a bother. He's not 35. He's 27. A lot to go. He's a good athlete. So let's see how this unfolds over the next couple of days.